this historic project. If the city fails to provide a complete and substantive response to this correspondence within 30 days of the date of this letter, the Crenshaw Corridor community reserves its right to pursue all of its rights and remedies. Sincerely, the Crenshaw Corridor community. To read the complete letter detailing all of our demands, go to our website at kbla1580.com. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we are so blessed to start our week with Saharah Ali. She is a meditation instructor, a yoga teacher, sound healer, and sound bath specialist. She's a life coach, an astrologer, numerologist, and a KBLA correspondent. It's time for Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali. Good morning, Saharah.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions, honoring our mind and body and spirit through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with power, wisdom, truth, and faith. And this week, we are supported by powerful, rare celestial influences. This week begins with Mercury entering Leo today, conjunct Jupiter, and a total solar eclipse new moon in Leo at 10:45 a.m. on the 12th. This energy creates space for reinvention and rebirth, inspiring us to level up, bringing sudden and unexpected surprises, revealing things that have been swept under the rug. Hey, hey, hey. Eclipses are portholes for karmic endings, accelerating evolution and course correction, yielding major change, deepening alignments with our soul's true path, bringing clarity to all relationships. Mercury in Leo challenges us to embrace confidence without arrogance, celebrate inner wisdom and empowerment, trusting the Most High. This eclipse season is August 12th through the 27th, so expect the unexpected during this time and mindfully keep a cool head as change and transformation unfolds, and get prayed up. Get prayed up, trusting everything happens for a reason. And our call to action today is to take a journey into the world behind our eyes, opening to our soul's wisdom and unapologetically embracing innate truth. So going forward, let's lean into our Mindful Monday meditation. Take a breath, anchor yourself, ground yourself, feel your feet on the earth, connecting to the root of your purpose, aligning with your soul's task right here, right now, in this moment. Just breathe. Breathe and be here and now, allowing yourself to release, relax, calling on divine wholeness, giving yourself permission to open to divine wisdom, and mindfully connecting with your breath. Relax and just breathe. Breathe, listening for guidance. opening to your innermost wisdom, and be on purpose in this moment and feel love all around you. Connecting to your breath, give yourself permission to lean into divine self-love. Relax, listen with love for clarity with each breath. Breathe in love from the Most High, calling on your angels and ancestors, surrendering to true wisdom in this moment, right here, right now. Connect with the wholeness within you. Breathe in divine transformation, opening the space to level up, honoring your true purpose and power. Relax, release, let go, and explore the world behind your eyes, visualizing happiness and abundance. Just breathe and listen with an open heart. Feel the power of love and clarity within you. Relax and be here right now, bold and ready to embrace healing and transformation, giving yourself permission to trust and know that it's safe for you to be unapologetic and stand in your power and be on purpose. Breathe, knowing and believing all things are possible. Relax, quieting your mind, centering yourself, anchoring yourself, and opening yourself to divine guidance. Relax and let go, and open your heart and change with ease. Relax and breathe into that. Breathe into your awareness. Breathe into understanding that it is safe for you to embrace grace and divine guidance, manifesting change. And as you sit in this moment of relaxation, anchor yourself, ground yourself, sit with today with grace, and embrace divine guidance, manifesting change with ease. And now bring your awareness back, come back to present time, giving yourself permission to embrace divine guidance, manifesting change with ease. Be centered, be grounded, be present right here, right now. Thank you, Dominique. Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetic, mindful breath week, embracing divine guidance.
Miles, she keeps trying to duck out the door. I don't know what we're going to do with this Saharah Ali character. She keeps trying to leave us.
Oh, yeah, today I'm really gone.
You out. Yeah, well, mic drop and we're out. Eclipse season, baby. Roll with it. Yeah, well, I mean, not everybody is great with sudden and unexpected changes, even though change is the one constant in life. And so when you say, you always talk about grace and ease. And I think that when we get stressed out by change, sudden change, I mean, I'm going through that with I'm on the board of the LA Jazz Festival, and the first ever LA Jazz Festival was canceled last week in its entirety. And, 15 years of effort and, literally millions of dollars. It's not going away. We're going to reboot it. We're going to get it done next year, but it's a huge disappointment. Everyone's getting their money back, don't believe the hype. But at the same time, that's when it's hard, or it feels hard, to stay in grace and ease. It's like effort and stress and panic. So I'm using that as an example because that's an example from my own life. But all of us have those moments, your boss yells at you, you lost your job, you crashed your car, your kid's doing something crazy, your grandbaby's doing something crazy. And the first thing we do is not breathe in grace and ease, sadly.
And so, again, it's the part of going with the flow and understanding that there is a greater power at be. We have a right to have an emotional reaction to things around us. It's just how long do we stay in that emotional reaction? And if that emotional reaction is a detriment to your health and your wholeness, then we really need to review How are we willing to allow ourselves to be in acceptance of what is, and how are we willing to understand that there is always divine guidance manifesting change that we don't understand. You know, hindsight is 20/20, and sometimes there's a no to say yes to self, and sometimes there's a no yielding a bigger opportunity. And dynamics like, you know, and I saw that the Jazz Fest was canceled. And so some of that is dot the I's, cross the T's, and make sure the foundation that you're building something on is anchored in truth and anchored with clarity and anchored in regards to the natural law of rules that take place when you plan anything. And sometimes there's surprises, but sometimes things happen for a bigger reason. Sometimes there's a delay. You know, the universe will delay something to save souls or to make something even better. We may not always understand that. And we always really need to understand that it is safe to lean into the grace within us and to look at the past and understand things that we've gone through and how we're still standing and how whatever it is that we've gone through, there was a gift in it and we have survived and we can move on.
Yeah. I mean, Saharah Ali is here if you have a question, comment, or conversation. If not, I certainly do. I appreciate that insight. I think for me, I always think about, and you were the one when we talked way back then that gave me the perspective before it even came to pass, that when I was laid off or fired or whatever you want to call it from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, it felt like the greatest professional defeat, you know, I had sustained in my life so far. But in hindsight, I would never have had my child. I would never have launched my production company, my business, CAA Productions. I would never have leveled up my skill set to be able to edit and, you know, myself, hands-on. So many things that would never have happened, in most, especially my son. So in hindsight, it was a gift. But at the moment, it felt like a terrible disaster. I think that's what we're talking about. Saharah Ali is here. We'll continue the conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique when we come forward.
The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements, bug fixes, and new features as we roll them out. Download the KBLA 1580 app today and stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called Select Quote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with Select Quote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
We've had neighbors who have had the garbage truck potentially swipe their vehicles because if you park just a little bit too much into the street, you're at risk of getting it hit. If you park too much forward or back, you can't get in and out of your own driveway. And if you're late for a meeting or an appointment, pretty big deal. I really hope we never have a major emergency on this street because being able to get fire department in and out would be very difficult. Personally, while the project goes well beyond anything that my husband and I are facing personally with our home, we do have a very large project within our house. We are very blessed to be in it, but it needs a completely new foundation. It is currently slipping into Crenshaw right now, and we cannot do that work because a concrete truck can't come in to actually do the work. So it's a bit scary for us in that manner. But there have been, there are numerous things that I know we will hear about today that everybody is facing on a daily basis. So we really look forward to hearing what everybody has been going through and then trying to find a way to get the construction complete and move forward.
Making sure they follow through. We're KBLA, Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
It does, Saharah Ali. We've coaxed her to stay with us till the bottom of the hour. After that, we open up the phone line on national, international issues or whatever's got you down. I was reading about the eclipse, Saharah. Apparently in England, one of the biggest energy providers is asking people not to use power during the solar eclipse because the sun being blocked by the moon is taking a bite out of their solar power, their solar energy, and so they're afraid, that they're going to have to go to backup generators if people use too much power during the solar eclipse. It's just a reminder how these things are sort of spiritual or, New Age, ancient wisdom, but at the same time they are physical manifestations of an actual event. I'm also reading how we're having this eclipse at the same time as a meteor shower, the Perseid meteor shower.
It's a full house in effect. Within the Leo energy, and Leo, it has to do with the heart, it has to do with courage, but it is also the sun energy. It's the dynamic truth of our life force energy and our courage to persevere. And so, yes, eclipses, moon, lunar, and solar are very powerful, as above, so below. And so this is a new moon eclipse, which is opening the space for letting go. So if you didn't let go when you were supposed to let go, an eclipse will snatch it from you. So just think of eclipses. An eclipse it blocks out the sun. And so what it does is creates this black hole. And whatever's in that black hole will seep out. So whatever lies, deception, whatever you've been afraid of, whatever's been buried underneath the rug, whatever needs to come to light will come to light. And it's a new beginning. So mindfully, consciously look within yourself and look at the things that you know will benefit you if you let it go. Look at the things where you need to reframe how you are giving your power away and give yourself permission to level up and have faith. To have faith in knowing that we are greater than we allow ourselves to be, and that we are connected to a divine source that flows in and around us, and that we have access to this energy. And just like they're saying, the solar grid might break down. Well, think of our bodies and our minds and our spirit as energy and how the sun and nature affects our energy. And so there is this shift in our frequency, just like in a full moon, our body's fluids are high. And so in an eclipse, there is a clarity of the wisdom within us that is placed on the table. Usually it manifests in a dream, what we call an accident or a coincidence or a divine intervention. So this is a real magical time. So in that, especially since it's a new moon, think about how you're willing to level up in those places where you have judged yourself. Mm-hmm. Think about how you're willing to level up in the desire and the manifestation of what you would like to have in your life. And be willing and honest and true to yourself. If it's no longer serving you, give yourself permission with grace and ease to release it.
All this is happening just in time for Miles's birthday tomorrow.
Miles said, Miles needs you need to come and see me, Mr. Man.
Get tuned up.
But the other thing is, it's not a doom and gloom dynamic. Just think you walk into a dark room and you flip the light switch, right? So an eclipse is like that. You walk in a dark room for a moment and you flip the light switch. And so when you flip that switch, there's an opportunity to do a 360. So before the light goes out or before you flip the switch, think about the courage you have to see the reality that you have been ashamed to look at. Think about where would you like more clarity in your life to help you manifest the fulfillment that you've been craving for a really long time, because an eclipse will bring your blessing. You're like, I've been thinking about this for 10 years, and here it just came today. And so it's what they call it, a course corrector. It will correct a course that is not in alignment with the wholeness and the blessings of your life and your purpose. So just know there's going to be corrections with certain things, and truth will be revealed, and be okay with it, because like you said in your detour with the Steve Harvey situation, you had a huge blessing which landed you to where you are now. So hindsight is 20/20.
Exactly. Yeah, so true. But when you're in the lesson, sometimes it isn't easy to see the blessing. And so, I think that's why you tell us to go behind our eyes, which is really meditation, right? It's meditation, it's yoga, it's breathing. It's just taking a second to get out of the freaked out state and sort of regulate our emotions.
And that's the thing with Leo. You could get really freaked out with this transit. You think the lion is the courage, it's the willpower, and it's like, so the mantra is God's will be done, not my will be done, no matter how tough it is, God's will be done, not my will be done. I surrender what is the blessing you have for me, and I allow myself to receive it, even though I might not like it.
Yeah, I always say I will to will the divine will. I will to will the divine will. Yes, indeed. Because there's a bigger plan than we can see. Tell us where to come and get a sound bath. I know I always say this, but I was, as much as I've known Saharah, she's a friend, and I've seen her work on so many levels, I was still skeptical about the sound healing until I tried it. And then you think about it, it's vibration. That's a physical thing. Sound vibration is a physical thing. But anyway, I recommend folks try a sound healing, which is different than a sound bath. Talk to us about when and how to connect to you.
Okay, I will be a part of a beautiful event called the Soul Flow After Dark. It's a mental yoga experience exploring the dynamics of different yoga philosophy. It's a really beautiful thing. It's mental yoga, it's a soul flow yoga, it's a sound bath, and a hip hop DJ. It's all in one thing.
Wow.
And it's really beautiful. It's in a warehouse downtown. It's with J. Cole Thomas, and it is called the Soul Flow After Dark with Mott Wellness. And you can go to Eventbrite and connect with that, and that will be on the 21st of August. And then on the 22nd of August, I will be at Yoga House, and thank all the people. I had KBLA listeners come to the Sound Bath last month, and it was just so wonderful and so beautiful to see them. And so thank you, KBLA listeners, all who came out. And even some came out for the Yoga Soul Flow, which was really beautiful and wonderful. And then I'm always at my office, and you can connect with Elise, 213-628-9783, to book a personal sound healing treatment. And I also do corporate gigs. So if you would like to support your employees, or if you would like to just have a group sound bath for your family, check me out.
Yeah, that's a lovely thing to do in a corporate environment. It just changes the vibe. Better than little silly icebreaker games. Let's all vibrate together. Call at least 213-628-9783. That is Saharah's assistant, and she can connect you with any of those things, even if you need one, a reading. Saharah, as always, thank you so very much.
And thank you, Dominique, and thank you, KBLA family. Have a wonderful, blessed week, embracing the wholeness within you, and don't let this eclipse blind you. Get clarity.
Leo season, eclipse season. Let's not get blinded. Let's get clear. Saharah Ali, thanks for helping us do so. Phone lines are open at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. That's right now, only right here.
You can't fix what you won't face.
And we face it every day.
This is KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump says Republicans could face turnout challenges in next year's midterm elections because he won't be on the ballot.
The question is, will they vote? Because a lot of them are very angry at Republicans, to be honest with you.
Despite those concerns, Trump tells Punchbowl News he's stepping up campaign efforts and remains confident Republicans will maintain control of both the House and Senate. President Trump has signed new executive orders aimed at limiting birthright citizenship and curbing so-called birth tourism. The actions are expected to face immediate legal challenges, with critics arguing they conflict with long-standing interpretations of the 14th Amendment. And Austin PA University professor Darren Michael is suing Tennessee gubernatorial candidate Marsha Blackburn, alleging she pressured the school to fire him over a social media post about gun violence in Charlie Kirk. Blackburn's office called the lawsuit meritless and says her comments were protected by the First Amendment. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you, quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500, plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CumminsRecall.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have generated some sad numbers over the past 2 weeks. Their 4-2 loss Sunday at Arizona capped a 1-5 road trip. The Dodgers are 1-8 in their last 9 games, and they are 5-10 since hanging out with Trump at the White House on July 23rd. The Dodgers are back home tonight to start a 3-game series against the Kansas City Royals. The Rams expect to have an answer later this week from defensive tackle Aaron Donald on whether he's coming out of retirement to rejoin the team. The 35-year-old Donald has been working out at the Rams facility. Rams head coach Sean McVay has not put a deadline on Donald to make a decision, although it appears Donald is getting close. The 10-time Pro Bowler retired after the 2024 season. NFL sources claim Donald wants to be sure he can play at a high level before telling McVay he's ready. Stay tuned. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
What's good, KBLA delegation? I am Miles Lowe, and I'm excited to be joining the weekend lineup right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Join me every Saturday at 12 noon for the Do Better Show, where we get into the world of tech, AI, the creator economy, navigating your mental health through it all, and have conversations with founders to find out how real people are making real money right now. It's not a course, not a subscription. Classes in session every weekend, live on the air. If you knew better, you do better, right? So let's make a better you. The Do Better Show every Saturday, 12 noon, and replaying again at 7 p.m. right here on Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Ready for a weekend reset? Walk it out with me, Gina A. Towns, the artist formerly known as Gina Darby, on Reflectivity Beyond Black and White, as we seek peace, understanding, and healing beyond surface level perspectives, where reflectivity becomes our inner power and resilience to transform our lives and our communities no matter what. Meet me and my crazy cool guests, Join the Reflectivity family movement as we make sense of it all. Every bit, every morsel. We're going to nourish the mind, body, and soul unapologetically right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Every Saturday, 2 and 8 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 and 10 in the Midwest, and 5 and 11 on the East Coast. It's time for Reflectivity Beyond Black and White. It's not only hot, it's sizzling, and we're cooking.
Find a righteous range, and don't be afraid to say what you see. For KBLA Talk 1580.
We are, and we're glad that you are here. If you want to talk to me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. So what in the world is going on? You grounded, you centered, you with grace, embracing divine guidance and manifesting change with ease. Okay, good. Me too. So now let's see what the heck is going on. Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu rejecting the U.S.-backed 15-point peace plan for Gaza, kicking Donald Trump to the curb. He said that he was dealing with a wave of rumors about Israeli weakness and withdrawals on all fronts. I've heard nothing like that from anywhere, but apparently that's what he claims. This is a plan that came from Trump's Board of Peace, and you thought they weren't doing anything with all those billions of dollars. That plan called for Hamas to disarm in exchange for a full military withdrawal by Israel from the Gaza Strip. And Netanyahu is now changing the terms. He says he wants them to disarm first before he does anything. Surprise, surprise. Meanwhile, Iran is not going to open the Strait of Hormuz because they say they don't want to open it until their conditions are met. So basically, more of the same. The president says now the U.S. is only, quote, semi-negotiating with Iran, and saying he's going to start back with the economic pressure. I guess that would mean sanctions. That's what it sounds like. So what is semi-negotiating? I don't know what semi-negotiating is. Is it like a concept of a plan?
AI, I can Google it. I can check it.
Yeah, can you check that? Thank you, Miles. Let's see what hallucinations AI has about semi-negotiating. Meanwhile, the Houthi rebels are attacking, continuing their attacks. The Prime Minister of Israel has rejected that deal. The strait is closed down. The president says, we're only semi-negotiating with those people. Even if you were only semi-negotiating, would you announce that? Because now, why would they take you seriously? I'm not an expert, but, you know, I have an advanced degree from the School of Common Sense. What are they saying? What's semi-negotiating?
Oh, let's see. Described as an incomplete, low-key, or indirect form of engagement means two parties are not engaged in formal or direct or full-scale peace deal making talks, but are instead holding back communications and letting pressure mount rather than actively compromising. So wait-and-see approach, the standoff tactic.
So in other words, not negotiating.
I know, yeah.
Got it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Can you imagine if you tried that in marriage counseling? I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, good to know. Thank you. Hopefully they're right, because, you know, I know your AI is probably better than most because you train it, but nevertheless.
It's a Gemini.
Oh, regular Gemini. Okay. How was the show this weekend, Miles?
Amazing. On the 8-8 of the Lionsgate this Saturday. What an amazing show it was. The inaugural show. I got into some weeds, got some education in, and have fun. Yeah.
How did it feel to be back on the mic like that?
I mean, like Dominique DePrima, man. I got in the air chair and like, oh my God, an hour flies by.
It does fly by. Well, I mean, you've spent many an hour in the air chair, but just not on KBLA. Woo.
I had that problem a little bit too. I almost gave my phone number out instead of 1-800-920. Whoa.
Cell phone ringing.
Almost.
Vegas call letters. A lot going on.
Right, that part.
Well, congratulations. Really happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to say his name. Cohen Wiley, baby Cohen, say his name. even though he's still alive. Carmelo Anthony, say his name. Nolan Wells. So 3 people have been arrested and charged in connection with Nolan Wells, but none of them are for killing Nolan Wells. They're for threatening the judge who tried to influence the jury pool by putting out videos about her son's involvement, which I'm surprised she hasn't been sanctioned or arrested or something. But so there's another one who threatened to bomb the sheriff's office, allegedly, and a third one threatened to kill 2 witnesses in the case, allegedly. Still no release of the autopsy, the official state autopsy. Still no transparency around the investigation. Still everything being done in secret through a grand jury. Still no full reporting. You know how typically chiefs of police and police departments will hold press conferences when a case has this kind of intense national interest and they'll update us? Nope, none of that. Just arresting people who are angry because there's been none of that and because there seems to be a massive cover-up going on. The GoFundMe continues for the so-called friends of Nolan Wells that went out to the island with him and came back alive without him and had his phone, had his car keys, lawyered up. I understand it can't be fun to be in that kind of national scrutiny, but also, can you be surprised when you don't act like a grieving friend, don't take your boat to look for the guy, don't do anything but move to sue Nolan Wells' lawyer, which is Ben Crump. And I'm sure that from what I'm reading, the sheriff's office and others are flooded with calls and social media messages. I'm sure it can't be fun, but here's a great idea. How about having some transparency around the case, letting folks know what's going on to whatever degree you can with the investigation. We are in a period of time now, once again, where we're seeing too many of these killings and not enough pushback, not enough conversation, not enough acknowledgement, I'll say, of the history. And then this division, we'll call it a division that's happening. That's intentional. If I was Nolan Wells' white friend, I wouldn't go run to the MAGA outlets that are anti-black in everything they do, even if they have an anti-black black guy that's willing to let you cry on his shoulder. I would be intentional about going to black media. I would be intentional about going to supportive media and showing that I stood with my friend's mom. That's what I would do. And so to me, when you intentionally go to the places where they are attacking black people 24/7, it's sending the wrong message. I don't think that's the message a real friend would send. And so some of that, even if we take them at their word, that they had nothing to do with this and they're being unfairly targeted, some of it is of their own making because they have run to these anti-black outlets, engaged racist and white supremacist people, including those with melanated skin, and supported the very people that are attacking the lawyer, the mother, and the character of Nolan Wells. So even if you did that by accident, which it's hard for me to imagine, and that in fact it was an accident, but even if it was, it is partly of your own making. And that, once again, why we need diversity and inclusion because people do better in life when they've been exposed to more different viewpoints and ways of looking at things. And I don't know. To me, you shouldn't need DEI training to get that, but apparently these folks do. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. If you want to talk to me, if you agree or disagree. First it was lettuce, now jalapenos. What is safe to eat? That's that and more next on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
While Gavin was telling the story about the mural at LAX, I kid you not, Gavin, somebody just texted me a photo of it. See, this is unacceptable. That inside of LAX, they have a mural. These gorgeous, beautiful pictures of Destination Crenshaw. It don't look nothing like this. We don't know when they're going to restart or when they're going to finish, but they're marketing and promoting this inside of LAX. It's not right, y'all. It's just not right. You can't exploit us in that way, right? If the project's done, then you can brag about it, but you be finish it first.
Keeping them in check. We're KBLA, Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is dedicated to inspiring youth and resilience through storytelling, arts, filmmaking, and enrichment programs for youth and families in under-resourced communities and system-impacted individuals. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit providing free and low-cost arts programs to youth and families from under-resourced communities, both system-impacted youth and those affected by the incarceration of a loved one. 1 in 43 children in America have a parent incarcerated. 70% of those children are expected to end up in prison. Through filmmaking, animation, theater, and writing, they help young people express themselves, build confidence, and imagine new possibilities. Beyond the arts, they offer financial literacy workshops, emergency support, and scholarships. Because thriving takes more than talent, it takes access. To learn more about the impact of Michael Daughters Foundation and how you can be a part of the movement, please visit their website, michaelsdaughterfoundation.com. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
better for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Believe it or not, it is a messy Monday. We're going to talk relationships, the rules of dating from a Gen Z perspective with Samara Abdullah next hour. Right now, though, it's me, you, and the microphone, telephone, Twitter fingers. You can call me at 800-920-1580. Weigh in on YouTube. We're streaming there. We're streaming on Facebook. And I'm on all the socials if you want to jump on. We are at KBLA 1580. My address everywhere is Diprima Radio, Diprima, and then radio. So, yeah, it's the salsa, the guacamole, the salmonella, the diarrhea. Yes, it's ugly, but the same folks that brought you the diarrhea lettuce now have the jalapenos, the hurling jalapenos. They are in salsas, guacamole, and other items that have been recalled, anything by Taylor Farms, but they have a bunch of other subsidiary labels. They're here in California. They say they voluntarily recall these products, and they are no longer being used supposedly in Chipotle or Qdoba. Both of those had those jalapenos. They say they got new ones since then. But, well, you know, it's another reason to cook at home. I mean, I guess you could have bad jalapenos or lettuce at home. Or just try some soul food, you know.
Grow your own.
Grow your own, right. Grow your own jalapenos. I don't think they're that hard to grow. But in any case, sorry, I just don't want you to use it as an excuse not to eat vegetables. The vegetables are fine. Wash them with vinegar, wash them with baking powder, and take you some nice herbs, some nice anti-parasite herbs from New Body, and you'll be all right. From Dr. Goss, you'll be all right. You're still safe for eating veggies than eating processed foods. Let me put it that way. So Mike Zuckerberg, spokesperson, is saying they didn't ignore a small boat that was sinking and calling for help. They just didn't hear it. So if you're looking to get rescued, Zuckerberg is not your guy, apparently. He was out on his yacht. They said they just didn't hear anything. This guy was out on a little boat with his son, and a much further away vessel ended up having to rescue them. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, so 800-920-1580. Will AOC run for president? She's not ruling it out. She was talking to ABC News on Sunday in an interview, and she was asked if she was considering a run for the White House or the Senate. She says she hasn't ruled out either one, that she's humbled. She's getting a lot of support out there. And, I mean, she made a good point. We've got to focus on the midterms right now, not our own individual plans. However, I think that people are starting to panic that we don't have that front runner, that popular person, that somebody that seems like they can take on either Trump if he runs for a third term, or J.D. Vance, or Marco Rubio, or Ivanka, Eric, or Donald Jr., whoever it's going to be on the Republican side, which will have the MAGA machine behind them. It seems like we don't have. I mean, I know Kamala Harris is talking about running again. I feel like Pete Buttigieg never stopped running, but those are really kind of mainstream corporate Dems, and it feels like we need more of a disruptor. We need more of an outsider. We need more of a person who doesn't have that jacket and the baggage from looking the other way during a genocide. You know, I think AOC is young, she's energetic, she's progressive. However, they have been smearing her since she took office, right? And so whenever you've got a Hillary Clinton or a Kamala Harris or even a Pete Buttigieg who has been in the public eye for that long and the mis and disinformation has taken hold on social media, I think it will be a little harder for them. I believe we need someone who seems like they're coming from out of nowhere. No, I don't know if John Ossoff is trying to position himself to be that person. Someone who hasn't had that intense scrutiny, media misinformation, talking points, rumors that are so baked into the public psyche that even though those things might not be true, they are true isms, meaning people think they know. That's why I do Talking Point Tuesday. People think they know stuff that they clearly do not know because it's not true. But it doesn't matter when it's so baked into people's psyche. It's one of the reasons why I push back on this notion in the LA mayor's race that we have a Democratic socialist running against a mainstream Democrat, because they've both voted identically for the past 4 years. So they're either both mainstream Dems or they're both Democratic socialists. And just because Rahman was endorsed by the DSA the first time she ran, and she was an outsider, we have to look at what the voting record has been since then. They have basically identical voting records. So then you get into other things. What is their track record? What is their background? What is their experience? And I think that's super important. I believe that we'll see. I mean, the election season is kicking off in earnest now. Mayor Karen Bass here in LA is having her kickoff campaign rally on Saturday. And I'm sure Rahman's is probably planned around the same time. So we're starting election season a couple weeks, well, really almost a month earlier than we normally would. And it's going to get very intense, I think. But I would consider it a mistake to say, well, this person's East Indian and they call themselves a Democratic Socialist, so they must be Mamdani. Got to look at voting records. Got to look at receipts. What have they actually done in their life? What have they done lately? So this will be telling. And just being from a different generation doesn't automatically make you more progressive. By the way, I mean, you look at Hakeem Jeffries, for example. Versus Bernie Sanders. Bernie is old and Jeffries is young. And we have to be really not so shallow that we just go, okay, Jeffries is 56. He's not that young. But compared to the president, who's almost 80, the resident, compared to Joe Biden, compared to Bernie Sanders, for that matter. So you have to look at, you can't get sucked into, I say all politics is identity politics. So, yes, we're going to deal with identity politics. But being young doesn't automatically make you progressive. Bernie Sanders is 84. Hakeem Jeffries is 56. If you don't find Sanders to be more progressive than Jeffries, then you're just not paying attention. I know a lot of progressives are kind of done with Bernie Sanders, but I don't think that's fair. He's made some errors and missteps. I don't agree with all of his positions, but he has made a Mamdani possible. Because back when Bernie Sanders said, I'm a Democratic Socialist and I'm proud of it, it wasn't the popular thing to do. In fact, people were scared to say it because their entire political careers would be erased. He made it safe for these DSA folks to get in the water. And I think that that is a significant contribution to the American political landscape. It's a messy Monday. It's time to talk relationships. What are the rules of the road? Are there any anymore? I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask, but Amara Keone Abdullah may have some ideas. A Gen Z perspective, we don't get enough of that around here. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump says Republicans could face turnout challenges in next year's midterm elections because he won't be on the ballot.
The question is, will they vote? Because a lot of them are very angry at Republicans, to be honest with you.
Despite those concerns, Trump tells Punchbowl News he's stepping up campaign efforts and remains confident Republicans will maintain control of both the House and Senate. President Trump has signed new executive orders aimed at limiting birthright citizenship and curbing so-called birth tourism. The actions are expected to face immediate legal challenges, with critics arguing they conflict with long-standing interpretations of the 14th Amendment. And Austin PA University professor Darren Michael is suing Tennessee gubernatorial candidate Marsha Blackburn, alleging she pressured the school to fire him over a social media post about gun violence in Charlie Kirk. Blackburn's office called the lawsuit meritless and says her comments were protected by the First Amendment. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummingsRecall.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have generated some sad numbers over the past 2 weeks. Their 4-2 loss Sunday at Arizona capped a 1-5 road trip. The Dodgers are 1-8 in their last 9 games, and they are 5-10 since hanging out with Trump at the White House on July 23rd. The Dodgers are back home tonight to start a 3-game series against the Kansas City Royals. The Rams expect to have an answer later this week from defensive tackle Aaron Donald on whether he's coming out of retirement to rejoin the team. The 35-year-old Donald has been working out at the Rams facility. Rams head coach Sean McVay has not put a deadline on Donald to make a decision, although it appears Donald is getting close. The 10-time Pro Bowler retired after the 2024 season. NFL sources claim Donald wants to be sure he can play at a high level before telling McVay he's ready. Stay tuned. No debate, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. August 5, 2026. Dear LA City Council President Marquise Harris Dawson, on behalf of a coalition of businesses and residents that constitute the Crenshaw Corridor community, we write to request that a concrete timeline and resources for fully completing Destination Crenshaw within a year be developed and announced. A year is the outside time it should take, and we hope and expect that it can be finished considerably sooner. We also request the immediate establishment of a business interruption relief fund for the merchants, entrepreneurs, churches, and property owners who have borne the disproportionate economic burden of the prolonged delays associated